Konnichiwa. Welcome to my YouTube channel Kiseki. In today's video, we are going to dive into Japanese scripts. So basically in Japanese, there are three scripts: Hiragana, Katakana and Kanji. The first thought that may come to you is, why there are three scripts? Why not one? To understand this, let's go thousands of years back. At that time, Japan was an isolated island. They didn't have a script of their own. They had to talk and communicate. So now they wanted to start trade, and China at that time was one of the most powerful Asian countries near Japan. As the trade grew slowly, there was more and more give and take of language. Thus, Kanji came from China as a form of language used for trade. But Kanji was very difficult. Pictures, symbols or let's say characters were not so easy to remember. There were one or more meanings to similar characters, and the way Japanese and Chinese people pronounced one character was completely different. So much of confusion. As Japan was male-dominated country, at that time women were not allowed to write. They had no option but to develop another secret script for themselves. So secretly they started writing, and eventually a script called Hiragana was developed. Now women could communicate without kanji. Why should boys have all the fun, huh? Now what happened is that women had their own simple language, but men didn't. So men also wanted an easy language to write, and hence Katakana, which looks very similar to Hiragana, was invented, or let's say adopted from Hiragana. As Katakana was language used by men, it was used in trade along with kanji. As trade with other foreign countries developed, words from those foreign countries came to Japan and they were written in Katakana. So now, first came kanji, then Hiragana, then Katakana, and then they were all blended and used together. Now let's focus on Hiragana and Katakana first. There are 46 syllables in Hiragana and 46 syllables in Katakana. Syllables and not alphabets. When I say alphabet A has many phonetic sounds such as A and A. But when I say syllable in Japanese, A will be pronounced as A only. Now let's look at a chart of Hiragana. If you remember first 5 syllables, then remembering the sequence of other syllables is easy, as they have similar ending sounds. For example, A, E, U, A, O. Then Ka. Ka is similar to A. Ki is similar to E. U is similar to Ku. K is similar to A. And Ko is similar to O. Then Sa, Shi, Su, Se, So. Ta, Chi, Su, Te, To, and so on. Now let's also look at how Katakana looks. A, E, U, A, O. Isn't it similar to Hiragana? We will learn how to read the syllables very soon. And kanji. There are thousands of kanji in Japanese, and yes, we will learn about them in upcoming videos as well. Finally, let's see this sentence. It consists of Hiragana, Katakana and Kanji. Hiragana, Katakana, Kanji. Isn't it interesting? A quick recap. In today's video, we learnt about Hiragana, Katakana and Kanji. How Kanji came from China, Hiragana was secretly developed by women, and how Katakana was adopted by men. Hiragana and Katakana both have similar looking syllables. If you liked today's video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Also, don't forget to press the bell icon so that you can know about the upcoming videos. Thank you so much. Arigatou gozaimasu.
皆さん、こんにちは。とも先生です。Today, let's study how to read and write ひらがな a column. さあ、始めましょう。ひらがな syllabary consists of 46 base characters, 5 singular vowels, a, i, u, e, o, 40 consonant vowel unions, and one singular consonant. Let's get into a, i, u, e, o first. a, i, u, e, o. a, a. Let's try to write a together. 1、2、3、あ。もう一回書いてみましょう。Let's try one more time. 1、2、3、あ。朝、あ、さ、朝。い、い。Let's write い、1、2、い。もう一回書いてみましょう。1、2、い、家、い、え、家。う、う。Let's write う、1、2、う。もう一回書いてみましょう。1、2、う、海、う、み、海。え、え。Let's write え、1、2、え。もう一回書いてみましょう。1、2、え、え、え。お、お。Let's write お、1、2、3、お。もう一回書いてみましょう。1、 2、3、お、青、あ、お、青。う、お、いえ、あ、いう、え、お。皆さん、どうでしたか？ Was it hard for you? Don't worry and just keep practicing. I will be glad to help you. たくさん書いて覚えましょう。継続は力なり。次のレッスンでお会いしましょう。See you in the next lesson. Bye.
こんにちは、ゆうこ先生です。Hello everybody, this is ゆうこ先生。今日はひらがなのあいうえおを勉強しましょう。Today we are going to learn ひらがなあいうえお and Okay, we are going to begin with the 5 vowels in Japanese first. So it's going to be from this column of the Hiragana chart. Let's go over how to pronounce today's letters. This is A, I, U, E, O, A, I, U, E, O, A, I, U, E, O. For each letter, you will see a hiragana model like this one. On top, you have the reading of the hiragana letter in the alphabet, in this case, A. The numbers that you see there, 1, 2, 3, these numbers indicate stroke order, in what order you should write that letter. By the way, I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4 in Japanese in this video, so you're going to hear 1, 2, 3, 4 instead of 1, 2, 3, 4. The alphabet letter you see at the ending of each stroke shows how to finish the stroke. There are 3 types of endings in Japanese letters. The alphabet S, for example, means stop, where you literally have to stop your pen. The letter R indicates release, meaning you gradually lift your pen and the tip gets tapered. And we have one more ending, which is indicated in the alphabet B, brush up. A natural hook should appear as you follow the stroke order. Okay, the first letter is A. Let me show you how to write it first. 1 stop 2 stop 3 release. This is hiragana A. As you can see, stroke number 2 is slightly curved this way. It's not a straight line, so your A shouldn't look like this. Also, stroke number 3 has a big round curve. Make sure it's wider than stroke number 1. You should have enough open space here and here. So your A shouldn't look like this. The next letter is I. 1 brush up 2 stop. Both number 1 and then 2 have a slight curve inward. make sure that stroke number 2 is shorter than number 1. The next letter is U. 1. Stop. 2. Release. Imagine a vertical line like this and keep both strokes centered on the line. What I mean is, be sure not to write your U like this. See, in this particular example, the first stroke is off center, right? It doesn't look right as U. So be careful not to write your U like this or like this. One more thing, these two strokes are not supposed to touch each other. So make sure that you have an open space here. So your U shouldn't look like this. The next letter is E. 1. Stop. 2. Coming down and goes up again. And you stop. Like U that we just learned, stroke number 1 and 2 of this letter also need to be aligned. So draw a vertical line like this, and then check if both strokes centered on the line. Stroke number 1 and 2 are not supposed to touch each other again, so you should have an open space here. One more thing about this letter. Please pay attention to the ending of stroke number 3. You come down and then stop. What I mean is, when you come up here, do not do something like this. This is a tendency that I sometimes see among my students. I know it kind of makes your head looks cute, but please master the correct shape of this letter. Okay, the last letter in the 5 vowels in Japanese is O. 1. Stop. 2. Release. 3. Stop. Try to place stroke number 3 at the meeting point of these two lines. Here's the center line. As you can see, the first stroke is placed on the left side, not in the center. This is very important. If you place the first stroke in the center, you will end up writing your O like this, which is not right. In the correct form of O, the open space here is bigger than here. Okay, we have covered 5 vowels in Hiragana. A, I, U, E, O. Now, let's try this letter. N. N is the only independent consonant in Japanese. I call it independent because N is a consonant that is perceived as one sound without any vowel attached to it, which is not possible for any other consonants like K or S or T in my language. Let's learn how to write N. It's quite simple. 1. Release. Hiragana N looks like a lowercase cursive version of H in English, but you must have triangle-looking space here. The alphabet H, on the other hand, doesn't have the wide open area between the base of the letter. See the difference? Also, make sure to give enough height to this part. What I mean is, please do not write your like this. では、ここでひらがなを読んでみましょう。Let's see if we can read these hiragana letters now. First one, what is this? This is え。What about this? This is お。い。あ。うん。う。How about this one? This is あおい。青い。青い means blue in Japanese. 今度はひらがなを書いてみましょう。Now I want you to try writing these hiragana letters. Please have a pen and a paper ready, okay? Okay, first one. 上。あう。家。on. You can pause the video here and take as much time as you need to finish writing, okay? After counting to 10, I will show you the answers. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10では答えです。Okay, let's take a look at the answers. 上、あう、家、おん。どうでしたか？ How did you do? I hope you enjoyed learning あいうえおん today. The best way to learn hiragana is to practice writing over and over again. You can download the hiragana chart and also hiragana practice sheet at my website smilenihongo.com. I'll leave all the information down below in the description area. よくできました。Well done with today's lesson. Keep working on your hiragana and I'll see you in the next lesson. ではまた次のレッスンで会いましょう。
皆さんこんにちは。とも先生です。Today, let's study how to read and write ひらがなかコラム。さあ、始めましょう。Let's get into かきくけこ。かきくけこ。か、か。Let's try to write か。1、2、3、か。もう一回書いてみましょう。Let's try one more time. 1、2、3、か、かさ、かさ、かさ。き、き。Let's write き。1、2、3、4、き。 もう一回書いてみましょう。1、2、3、4、き、かき、かき、かき、く、く。Let's write く、1、く。もう一回書いてみましょう。1、く、くすり、くすり、くすり。け、け。Let's try to write け。1、2、3、け。もう一回書いてみましょう。1、2、3、け。いけ、いけ、いけ。こ、こ。Let's try to write こ。1、2、こ。もう一回書いてみましょう。1、2、こ。声、こえ、声。け、こ。かき、かきくけこ。これで家業は終わりです。続けてひらがなの作業を勉強しましょう。Next, I suggest you to study the column. Just click the link above. 次のレッスンでお会いしましょう。継続は力なり。
こんにちは、ゆうこ先生です。Hello everybody, this is ゆうこ先生。今日はひらがなのかきくけこを勉強しましょう。Today we are going to learn ひらがなかきくけこ。So today's hiragana is going to be from the consonant K group in this column in the hiragana chart. The first letter is the combination of K and then the vowel A, so it's ka. The second is K plus E sound, so ki, and it goes on like that. As always, each letter will be presented with a model like this. The number indicates stroke order, and I'm going to say the number 1, 2, 3, 4 in Japanese in this video, so you're going to hear 1, 2, 3, 4 instead of 1, 2, 3, 4. The alphabet letter at the end of each stroke shows how to finish the stroke. The S means stop, The R here means release and the tip of the stroke gets tapered. And then B means brush up. Okay, let's go over the pronunciations of today's letters. This is ka, ki, ku, ke, ko, ka, ki, ku, ke, ko, ka, ki, ku, ke, ko. Okay, the first letter is ka. Ichi, brush up. Ni, stop. San, stop. Be sure to place stroke number 3 nicely over the right shoulder of stroke number 1. This is too close and this is too far. The brush up ending of stroke number 1 marks the bottom line of this letter. And the tip of number 2 shouldn't exceed that line. You stop way before reaching that bottom line. So be careful not to write your ka like this. The next letter is ki. Ichi, stop. Ni, stop. San, brush up. Yon, stop. Stroke number 1 and 2 are almost the same length and is slightly going up to the right. However, do not make these two lines going too steep like this. It doesn't look right. Also, this brush up is very important. It should naturally appear because this is the path that your pen follows, but you don't actually write that path in the handwritten version of ki. In some printed font of this letter, you may see something like this. The stroke number 3 and 4 completely connected, right? But you shouldn't write your ki like this. This is the correct form of ki. Make sure that your ki has 4 strokes. The next letter ku is very simple. Ichi, stop. That's it. Just make sure to keep the letter kind of tall and slender by placing it between these two lines. Some people say the shape of ku looks like the beak of a bird. Obviously, I'm not very good at drawing, but hopefully this helps you to remember this letter. Ku for cuckoo bird. Let's make him smile. Yeah, that's better. So this is ku. The next letter is ke. Ichi, brush up. Ni, stop. San, release. Check your stroke number 1 and then 3. Number 3 is supposed to be slightly longer than number 1. Also, these two strokes are gently curved inward like this. So be sure not to write your ke like this. Sometimes I see my students write their ke like this. See the brush up at the end of number 3? I don't know why they do that, but please do not do it. No brush up at the end of number 3. It's release. So this is ke. The last letter for today is ko. Ichi, brush down this time, and ni, stop. Be sure to keep your ko tall like this one by leaving enough space in between. What I mean by that is, do not write your ko kind of chubby like this one. It shouldn't look like 2 hamburger buns, okay? Check if your ko doesn't look like this one. では、ここでひらがなを読んでみましょう。Let's see if you can read these hiragana letters now. I'm going to include some letters from previous lessons too, okay? The first letter, what is this? This is ki. Ko. I. Ka. A. Ke. Ku. What about this one? This is eki. Eki means train station in Japanese. What about this one? This is akai. Akai. Akai means red. 今度はひらがなを書いてみましょう。Now let's try writing these hiragana letters from today's lesson. The first one, 声、茎、顔、剣。You can pause the video here and take as much time as you need to finish writing. I'll show you the answers after counting to 10, okay? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10では答えです。Okay, let's take a look at the answers. 声、茎、顔、剣。Okay, now that you have learned how to write kaki kukeko in hiragana, you can actually spell G sounds. Compared to K sounds, G sounds a little bit heavier, right? In the linguistic term, they are called voiced sounds. We call them dakuon in Japanese. So this is kakikukeko. By using these letters, now you can spell ga, gi, gu, ge, ko like this. See the difference? What did I do, for example, to make the letter ka to ga? Right, I added these 2 tiny strokes to the upper right corner of the letter ka. We call this dakuten or tenten in the more common term, and with this tenten, the letter gets voiced. In this case, K becomes G. Let's take a look at the G sounds in hiragana letters one more time. This is ga, gi, gu, ge, go, ga, gi, gu, ge, go. So, how do you read this word? This one has a G sound in it. Right, this is ga, i, ko, ku. Gaikoku. Gaikoku means foreign country in Japanese. どうでしたか? How was today's lesson? We have learned kakikukeko and also gagigugeko. I know it's a lot of information, but I hope you had fun learning new letters today. Please keep practicing these letters regularly, even 5 minutes a day. That's the best way to memorize Japanese letters. You can download the Hiragana chart and also Hiragana practice sheet at my website smilenihongo.com. I'll leave all the information down below in the description area. よくできました。Well done with today's lesson. Keep working on your hiragana and I'll see you in the next lesson. ではまた次のレッスンで会いましょう。皆さんこんにちは。お元気ですか？ゆうこ先生です。Hello everybody, how are you? This is ゆうこ先生。今日はひらがなのさしすせそを勉強しましょう。Today we are going to learn ひらがなさ、し、す、せ、そ。Today's hiragana is going to be from the consonant S group in this column. For example, the first letter is the combination of S and then vowel A, so it's sa. There is one thing I want to point out about the S group. The second letter, this is S plus E sound, so it's supposed to be C, right? However, we don't have C sound in Japanese. Instead, we have Shi sound. Not C, but Shi. So please remember to pronounce this particular letter Shi, not C. Here's the pronunciation of today's letters. Sa, Shi, Su, Se, So. Sa, Shi, Su, Se, So. Sa, Shi, Su, Se, So. Again, it's not Sa, Si, Su, Se, So. This is Sa, Shi, Su, Se, So. As always, each letter will be presented with a model like this. The number indicates stroke order. And I'm going to say the number in Japanese in this video, so you're going to hear 1, 2, 3, 4 instead of 1, 2, 3, 4. The alphabet letters indicate how to finish the stroke. The S here, this means stop. The R means release. And one more, B, this means brush up. Please watch the video for Hiragana A, I, U, E, O for more information about 3 types of stroke ending in Japanese letters. Okay, now on to the first letter, Sa. 1, stop. 2, brush up. 3, stop. Remember, the tip of number 3 does not go beyond this line. So be careful not to write your sa like this. Also, just like hiragana ki, this is the route that your pen takes. Because of this, you may sometimes see the hiragana sa written like this. This is the printed version of this letter, and you are not supposed to write your sa like this. And just like hiragana ki, stroke number 1 goes up a little bit, but don't make it too steep. Your sa shouldn't look like this. The next letter is shi, a very simple looking letter that has only 1 stroke. 1, release. You have a nice round curve here, and then release your pen at the end. Just be careful not to write your shi too narrow like this, or too wide like this. The next letter is su. 1, stop. 2, coming down and then release. The tip of stroke number 2 curves down towards the left and not straight down. However, please do not make it too curly. I say this because I sometimes see my students write their suit like this, and it doesn't look right. One more thing that you must be careful with is the loop in the middle. It shouldn't look like this. The loop here is oval and has to stick to this line. So this is su. The next letter is se. 1. Stop. 2. Stop. 3. Stop. Stroke number 3 goes to the right, and it has to end before it goes beyond this line. You have an open space here. And I need to talk about this part. In many places, even in some old Japanese textbooks, you may see a hook at the end of stroke number 2. It is okay to do so as long as you don't make the hook too large. However, I would say that nowadays stop here is way more common in the handwriting of this letter, se. The last letter is so. 1. Round the curve and then stop. Here's the center line. Make sure that your so is standing straight up and nicely balanced. What I mean is, do not write your so like this. See, this one is inclining and not standing straight. Towards the end, it has a nice round curve and stops way before it reaches this line. So you have a little bit opening here. By the way, you may sometimes see hiragana so written like this. The top part is written in 2 strokes instead of 1. But I recommend you to learn to write your so like this, as in the model, if this is your first time learning this letter. では、ここでひらがなを読んでみましょう。Let's read some hiragana letters now. I am going to include previously learned letters too, so see for yourself how much you remember, okay? Okay, the first letter, what is this? This is se. So. E. Sa. Ke. Su. Ki. Shi. This is not si. This is shi. What about this one? This is kasa. Kasa. Kasa means umbrella in Japanese. Next one. What about this one? Right, this is su and then shi. Sushi. What is sushi? Yes, the sushi. Last one. What about this one? This is o, so, I. Osoi. Osoi means late or slow. 今度はひらがなを書いてみましょう。Now let's try writing these hiragana letters. The first one. しお。せき。いす。うそ。You can pause the video here and take as much time as you need to finish writing. I'm going to show you the answers after counting to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. では答えです。Okay, let's take a look at the answers. 塩、席、椅子、嘘。How did you do? Even if you didn't get them all perfectly, do not feel disappointed, okay? It does take time to get used to writing foreign letters. So take one letter at a time and keep practicing. Okay, now that you have learned how to write sashi suseso, you can spell Z sounds. Do you remember what we learned in the previous lesson? We learned how to change K sounds to G sounds. Ga, gi, gu, ge, go in Hiragana. How did we do that? Right, this is what we did. We added these two tiny strokes to kaki, ku, ge, go to make them ga, gi, gu, ge, go. You do the same with the S sounds. To make them Z sounds, you simply add these two strokes, looking like two dots, to each letter. Be sure to nicely place them at the upper right corner of the letter. These special markers are called ten-ten. Okay, let's go over the Z sounds in Hiragana. This is za, ji, zu, ze, zo, za, ji, zu, ze, zo, za, ji, zu, ze, zo. I need to talk about these two sounds here. In Japanese, we don't have Z sound and then Z sound. Instead of Z, we have G. And instead of Z, we have Z. Z and G. Z and G. Z and then Z. Z and then Z. Do you hear the difference? I'm a native speaker of Japanese, so naturally English Z and then Z sounds very hard for me to produce. I'm sorry if I'm not differentiating the pronunciation clearly. Don't worry about it too much right now, even if you don't hear the difference clearly. I just want you to keep this fact in mind that there is not Z and then Z sounds in Japanese. Let me pronounce the Z group in Japanese one more time. These are za, ji, zu, ze, zo. Za, ji, zu, ze, zo. Za, ji, zu, ze, zo. So, can you read this word? This is ka-i-zo-ku. Kaizoku. Kaizoku means pirates in Japanese. What about this one? Right. Su, zu, shi, i. Suzushii. Suzushii means cool temperature. And the last one. What about this? This is gi-za, gi-za. Giza-giza means jagged or sharp edges like this. Giza-giza. Can you say it okay? Giza-giza. You can download the Hiragana chart and also Hiragana practice sheet at my website, smilenihongo.com. I'll leave all the information down below in the description area. よくできました。Well done with today's lesson. Keep working on your hiragana and I'll see you in the next lesson. ではまた次のレッスンで会いましょう。
ナマステ मेरे चैनल में आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। मेरा नाम मायो है। आज मैं जापानी वर्गमाला के बारे में बताऊंगी। जापानी वर्गमाला में 3 प्रकार होते हैं। 3? कैसे? आपको लगा होगा ना? हाँ, हिंदी में सिर्फ देवनागरी इस्तेमाल करते हैं ना। आजकल तो अल्फाबेट भी चलता है, अल्फाबेट में हिंदी लिखते हैं, लेकिन शुद्ध हिंदी लिखने के लिए सिर्फ देवनागरी इस्तेमाल करते हैं। लेकिन जापानी में 3 वर्णमाला इस्तेमाल करते हैं। हिरागाना, कताकाना और कांजी। इसी तीनों मिक्स करके जापानी लिखते हैं। आज मैं बताऊंगी ये 3 वर्णमाला कैसी है और कितने अक्षर होते हैं और आपको कितने अक्षर याद करना है या जापानी में काम करने के लिए कितने अक्षर याद करना चाहिए, ऐसी चीजें बताऊंगी। ठीक है, तो शुरू करें। जापानी वर्णमाला में 3 प्रकार होते हैं। हिरागाना, कताकाना और कांजी। राइट में अक्षर का संख्या लिखा है। हिरागाना में 46 अक्षर होते हैं और कताकाना में भी 46 अक्षर होते हैं। कांजी के अक्षर का संख्या लगभग 3000 है। ये 3000 कांजी हम डेली यूज करते हैं और उनके अलावा थोड़ा सा मुश्किल वाला कांजी भी है जो हम डेली यूज नहीं करते हैं। तो उन दोनों को मिलाकर लगभग कम से कम 50,000 कांजी तो होते हैं। बहुत है ना? हाँ, अब इन तीनों वर्णमाला को एक एक करके देखते हैं। हिरागाना, ये हिरागाना है पूरा। अगर आप ये स्लाइड याद कर सकते हैं तो बात खत्म, आप हिरागाना पढ़ सकेंगे। और हिरागाना में कोई मात्रा वगैरह नहीं है। हिंदी में आ की मात्रा, उ की मात्रा को लगाकर अक्षर बनाते हैं ना। जापानी में मात्रा जैसी चीज नहीं है। ये देखिए, लड़ वाला ऊपर से आ ई उ ए ओ और दूसरा ऊपर से का की कु के को। ऐसे करके बिना मात्रा लगाकर अक्षर और साउंड्स बनते हैं। ठीक है, नेक्स्ट काताकाना। काताकाना में भी 46 अक्षर होते हैं। हिरागाना और काताकाना के साउंड्स बिल्कुल एक ही है और कुछ अक्षर के काताकाना और हिरागाना बहुत मिलते जुलते हैं। काताकाना विदेशी शब्दों के लिए इस्तेमाल की जाती है, जैसे कैमेरा। कैमेरा जापानी में कामेरा कहते हैं। कामेरा इंग्लिश शब्द है, इसलिए काताकाना में लिखते हैं। दूसरा उदाहरण हिंदी। हिंदी भी जब जापानी में लिखते हैं तो काताकाना में ही लिखते हैं, क्योंकि जापानी के लिए हिंदी तो विदेशी शब्द है। तीसरा उदाहरण मोदी जी है। ऐसे करके विदेशी लोगों का नाम भी काताकाना में ही लिखा जाता है। ठीक है, लास्ट कांजी। जापानी भाषा बहुत मुश्किल माना जाता है। इसका मुख्य कारण कांजी है। कांजी बहुत हैं, इसलिए सबसे फेमस जापानी परीक्षा JLPT है। इसमें 5 लेवल्स होते हैं, N1 से लेकर N5 तक। N5 सबसे आसान है। उसको पास करने के लिए लगभग 100 कांजी याद करनी है। N4 पास करने के लिए 300 कांजी। N3 पास करने के लिए 350 कांजी। N2 पास करने के लिए 1000 कांजी और N1 पास करने के लिए 2000 कांजी। ठीक है, और जापानी कंपनी में काम करने के लिए कम से कम N2 पास होना चाहिए और अच्छे कंपनी में काम मिलने के लिए N1 पास होना चाहिए। अगर आप जापानी कंपनी में काम करना चाहते हैं तो N1 पास करने की कोशिश कीजिए। N1 पास होना बहुत ज़रूरी है। ठीक है, संख्या की बात तो ये है हो गई, लेकिन आप सोच रहे होंगे कि कांजी क्या है, इतनी बहुत कांजी क्यों होती हैं है ना? तो मैं थोड़ा सा समझाऊंगी। दरअसल कांजी चीज़ों की शेप से बनती है। ये देखिए, सबसे ऊपर वाला पहाड़ की शेप को थोड़ा थोड़ा चेंज करके पहाड़ की कांजी बनती है। सबसे राइट में कांजी लिखा है, यह है पहाड़ की कांजी। ये कंजी को पढ़ने के कई तरीके होते हैं। ये यमा भी कह सकते हैं या सन या जम भी कह सकते हैं। दरअसल एक कंजी को पढ़ने के लिए बहुत तरीके होते हैं, इसलिए वो कंजी पढ़ने का तरीका कॉन्टेक्स्ट के अनुसार बदलता है। ठीक है, चलो बाकी दो उदाहरण भी देखते हैं। दूसरा वाला आग। आग की कंजी ये है। ये ही या खा या बी ऐसे पढ़ सकते हैं। तीसरा पेड़। पेड़ की कंजी ये है। ये भी पढ़ने के कई तरीके हैं। की या मुख या बुक ऐसे पढ़ सकते हैं। समझ गए? ये तीनों उदाहरण सब बहुत सिंपल सी कंजी हैं, लेकिन मुश्किल कंजी भी होती हैं। ये देखिए, 5 शब्द लिखे हुए हैं। ये टोक्यो है, जापान की राजधानी। ये देंशा है, रेलगाड़ी। ये चूशोकु है, लंच। और ये है केक्कोन, शादी। ये चारों बहुत बेसिक कंजे हैं, हम डेली यूज़ करते हैं और बच्चे भी पढ़ सकते हैं। लेकिन नीचे एक कंजी देखिए, ये कहते हैं पारा। पारा हिंदी में गुलाब है। ये कंजी जापानी के लिए भी बहुत मुश्किल है और ये शायद 90% ऑफ जापानीज ये नहीं लिख सकते हैं। पढ़ सकते हैं हम आसानी से, लेकिन लिखना मुश्किल है। अगर हमें ये शब्द लिखना है तो काटाकाना में लिखते हैं, क्योंकि कांजी में नहीं लिख सकते। आजकल हम सब लैपटॉप इस्तेमाल करते हैं, स्मार्टफोन इस्तेमाल करते हैं, तो हम जापानीज को टाइप तो करते हैं रोज, लेकिन लिखते नहीं। इसलिए ऐसी मुश्किल कांजी लिखने का तरीका भूल जाते हैं। हाँ, ठीक है। नेक्स्ट, यह है जापानी सेंटेंस लिखने का उदाहरण। 3 वर्णमाला को मिलाकर जापानी लिखनी है। उदाहरण के लिए, मेरा नाम कुमार है। इसको जापानी में वाताशी नो नामाए वा कुमार देसु कहते हैं। लाल वाले अक्षर कांजी में लिखे हुए हैं। वाताशी और नामाए, ये दोनों कांजी में लिखे हुए हैं और हरी वाले अक्षर हिरागाना में लिखे हुए हैं। नो, वा और देस। और आखिर कुमार कताकाना में लिखा हुआ है। मैंने बताया था ना, विदेशी नाम के लिए सिर्फ कताकाना इस्तेमाल की जाती है, इसलिए कुमार कताकाना में ही लिखा हुआ है। समझ गए? लास्ट स्लाइड। मेरा नाम हिरागाना, कताकाना और कांजी में लिखा हुआ है। मेरा फर्स्ट नेम है मायो। इसको हिरागाना में लिखेंगे तो ऐसे मायो, कताकाना में भी मायो और कांजी में मायो। प्रोनाउंसिएशन सब एक ही है, लेकिन हिरागाना, कताकाना और कांजी तीनों में लिख सकते हैं। और कांजी में मतलब होते हैं। माँ की कांजी का मतलब सीधा सीधा, और यो की कांजी का मतलब दुनिया। मेरे माता पिताजी की आशा थी कि मैं अपनी इच्छा के अनुसार दुनिया को सीधा जीऊं। मैं तो बिल्कुल मेरी इच्छा के अनुसार जीती हूँ, मेरी माताजी की बात सुनती नहीं। हाँ, मुझे मेरा नाम बहुत पसंद है। ठीक है। फैमिली नेम, मेरा फैमिली नेम हितोमी है। हितोमी, वो भी हिरागाना, कताकाना और कांजी में लिख सकते हैं। हितो की कांजी का मतलब मनुष्य है और मी की कांजी का मतलब देखना। मुझे पता नहीं क्यों मेरा फैमिली नेम ऐसा है, ये पता लगाना बहुत मुश्किल है। जब हम ऑफिशियल पेपर में हमारे नाम लिखते हैं तो हमेशा कांजी में ही लिखते हैं। आप समझ गए? मुझे पता है थोड़ा सा मुश्किल है, लेकिन जापानी पढ़ने के लिए या बोलने के लिए ये 3 वर्णमाला याद करना जरूरी है। ठीक है, इन 3 वर्णमाला को एक एक करके आसानी से सिखाने की कोशिश करूंगी, ठीक है? अगर आपको ये वीडियो अच्छा लगा तो लाइक और सब्सक्राइब जरूर कर दीजिए। अगले वीडियो में मैं हिरागाना लिखना पढ़ना सिखाऊंगी, तैयार रखना, ठीक है? तो तब तक के लिए माता ने, बाय बाय, सायोनारा।